Are you going for an interview for accounting, bookkeeping, or payroll skills? Well, this video is for you. In this video, we are going to go through 15 common bookkeeping, accounting, payroll questions that will help you when you go for the interview. It is very important that you should know what exactly you should answer. In this video, we will talk about what could be the potential question, what is the purpose of the interviewer, why they want to ask you this question, and what are they trying to get from you, and the example we will be providing that how you should answer this question. So let's start and have a look at these 15 questions. Knowing what to expect during the interview can make all the difference. Here is a list of 15 questions you are likely to be asked during your bookkeeper or accounting or your payroll job interview. Number 1, what accounting software do you have experience with? The purpose of this question is to assess the candidate's experience with common bookkeeping accounting software to determine if they will require further training. The interviewer wants to know that part from you. How do we answer this? I have used a variety of different accounting softwares such as Intuit QuickBooks, Sage Cloud, and Xero. I have the most experience with Intuit QuickBooks, but I'm proficient with each platform. I am also happy to learn how to use any other software you prefer. So basically, here we are giving the message to the interviewer, to the recruiter, that you know multiple of them, but you are best at these. But at the same time, if something that you don't know and they are expecting, we are even open to learn on that part, so that that covers it, kind of like a complete answer what they probably are looking for. Question 2. In your opinion, is accrual or cash basis reporting a better option for business management? I think that each reporting method has its own merits. Then we can connect with an example. When it comes to tax season, it is better to have cash basis reporting because it makes the process easier. However, accrual basis reporting gives the management a clearer financial report than cash basis. Because of the benefits of each, I think it is best when the tax accountant uses cash basis, but the accounting bookkeepers use an accrual basis reporting. So again, a question which is technical, but we have connected accrual and cash, both of them, where it can be used. But again, it also depends on what the business uses at their end. If they say we use everything for accrual, that's what certainly can be used. Question number 3, what credentials do you have that make you a good bookkeeper? The purpose of this question is to assess the candidate's credentials to ensure that they would be a good fit for your team. How do we answer that? Well, I completed the bookkeeping program at whichever college, for example, FinTech College of Business and Technology, which taught me about accounting principles, financial statements, preparing tax returns, and much more. This allowed me to become a certified bookkeeper with the Canadian Bookkeepers, if there is one such kind of organization. I have also been a bookkeeper for 5 years with a small nonprofit organization that taught me a lot about the role and the industry. Question number 4, what are the 3 main financial reports? The purpose of this question will test the candidate's technical knowledge of the 3 financial statements and their purpose. The answer to this could be the 3 financial statements are income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. Now, income statement or profit and loss, we explained that outlines the company's annual and/or quarterly earnings, whereas balance sheet displays the company's assets, net worth, and the liabilities. The third report, which is cash flow statement, shows the company's earnings from their financing, investment, and operations. Most of the times you might see business owners or in business generally, the income statement and the balance sheet is talked about. Whereas cash flow statement, which is a very important statement because that is the only statement that can tell whether the business has received money in the business or they have sent more money out. That's why you also want to include cash flow, which gives a very good understanding that the candidate knows that how and which report to see when. Question number 5, can you explain a typical balance sheet? Well, there are 3 main components to a balance sheet, which is assets, liabilities, and equity. The common accounting equation is assets equal to liabilities plus equity. The purpose of a balance sheet is to showcase the company's current net worth and how the business is spending money. This can be an invaluable tool when financial analysis is necessary. Number 6, were your main bookkeeping responsibilities in your previous role? The aim of this question is to assess the candidate's experience and understanding of the role. I worked for a family-owned grocery store in my previous role. Therefore, there I was mainly responsible for recording and monitoring all financial transactions, paying suppliers, and creating financial statements. When it was time to submit our taxes, I would work with an accountant to complete and submit tax forms. This is an example how you can answer this question. Question number 7. What sort of financial reports did you have to prepare at your last job? The answer could be, I was the only bookkeeper at my last job, so I had to keep all of the necessary records. I was in charge of keeping the cash, accounts receivable, accounts payable, loans, payroll expenses, inventory, sales and expense accounts reports throughout my tenure with the company. Being the only bookkeeper had its own challenges and benefits, but I did enjoy being able to get so familiar with the major financial reports. You want to put the confidence in the interviewer by answering not too much in detail. Number 8, in your opinion, is there any difference between salaries and wages? The hiring team wants to find out whether you are familiar, along with bookkeeping, the payroll part as well. Begin by defining the two terms and state how you use them while completing the bookkeeping entries. The terms salary and wages are interchangeably used in bookkeeping. The wages apply to the non-exempt hourly staff and salary applies to the exempt staff. Additionally, wages are determined by multiplying the hourly rate payment by the number of hours worked during the accounting period. Salary is determined by dividing the worker's annual compensation by the accounting period. Any of them could be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Question number 9. If your ledger was off, what would you do? The aim of this question is to test the candidate's technical skills and abilities to fix and find the errors in their work. If my ledger is off, I always follow 3 steps to find the error. The first is to check my math to make sure I didn't just add the totals up incorrectly. Then I will go through my account balances and ensure I put them into the correct ledger. If I input everything correctly, I then would have to go through my general transaction entries, the journal entries, and compare it to the receipts, the source document, whatever it is. So by this, you can demonstrate that you have a very good knowledge of general ledger or general journal entries, which are an essential part of accounting and bookkeeping. Number 10, what is the difference between accounts receivable and accounts payable? The aim of this question is to test the candidate's industry knowledge of common terms. Accounts payable is the money a business owes to suppliers or vendors. This makes it a liability. On the other hand, accounts receivable is the money that customers owe to the business for the goods that they have bought or services that they have bought from the business. They are the assets of the business. Number 11, how do we meet strict deadlines? The aim of this question is to assess the candidate's ability to adhere to deadlines with good time management and organizational skills. To meet strict deadlines, especially around tax season, I keep detailed notes in my planner and calendar. Whenever I get a new task, I will immediately put it into my planner so I don't forget about it. This helps me see all my deadlines in one place and plan my schedule accordingly. I always aim to finish tasks a day or two before they are due, so I have extra time to fall back on. This ensures I do everything on time, if not earlier. And of course, accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, in these areas, deadlines are very important. So here we are asking this question being asked, and we are able to confidently explain this to the interviewer that how we would meet. Number 12, what do you do to stay updated with the accounting industry? The aim of this question is to determine whether the candidate is passionate about their learning and able to improve upon themselves. I love to read, so I stay updated with the accounting industry by reading magazines and news articles online. Pivot Magazine, Accounting Today are two of my favorites, whichever could be. If you have something online, then you refer to that. I also attend accounting conferences or seminars where I can learn from industry professionals. I recently attended, example, any seminar that you have from an association, and you can mention that, and you learned a lot from there. Question number 13. What is the biggest mistake you have made in your work, and what did you learn from it? A very important question. The aim of this question is to assess the candidate's ability to admit their mistakes and learn from them. Example, the biggest mistake I made in my work was mixing up my accounts receivable and accounts payable files for the first few months of a new job. I thought we were earning much more than we actually were, and I wasn't following up on a lot of our outstanding payments due. Once I realized this, I corrected all my errors and followed up on all the payments due. But it took at least a month to get back on track. I learned to always double check my files and entries. I also label my files very clearly now. Most of the times you don't want to give an answer that, I don't do any mistakes at all. That is something not what the interviewer is looking for. They are looking for that if you've done a mistake, then how did you fix it and what did you learn from that? So you want to come with a scenario which you can explain that what has happened and how did you fix it and what did you learn from that. Question number 14. What have you done recently to grow professionally as a bookkeeper? I recently created a professional development plan. I have been a bookkeeper for a little over 5 years, and I felt that I was starting to get complacent, which in my opinion is bad for any professional. I sat down and made a development plan. In order to grow professionally, I had to consider my career goals. I love being a bookkeeper, but in the future, I would like to have more responsibilities. I started pursuing my certified public accountant certification with the Canadian Institute of CPAs. Once I complete that, I will be sure to keep my continuing professional education membership up to date. So you want to show that, hey, you know what, I'm doing something related to my profession. Maybe a taxation course, maybe I enhance my skills on, fill the gaps in my knowledge related to any of these like sales tax or income tax or payroll tax, whatever it is. Question number 15. In your last position, did you have to interact with vendors and clients? How do we answer this? I was the main financial contact for both vendors and clients. This meant I was getting notices of bills the business had to pay, and I was sending out notices to the clients when their bills were due. This interaction gave me a chance to hone my communication skills and work on being more personable. So those are the 15 questions which we wanted to go through in accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll skills. At FinTech College, our Student Career Services cell is designed for our students and graduates to develop a career plan and access the information and assistance needed to conduct a professional job search. You can visit us at fintechcollege.ca, or you can contact us today, make a career plan, and get ready for success. Have a good day.